Greetings, class, and welcome to beautiful San Francisco where the sun is setting. Not really in San Francisco. I'm in the office. But I have the green screen technology, so I'm going to use it. So let's talk about chapter 5 and chapter 6 last week and this week. So last week we had there was an assignment where something could have been turned in on Blackboard and within Launchpad. But I'm just collecting what was to be turned in Launchpad. If I don't give you a link on Blackboard to turn something in, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about turning something in on Blackboard. I still am going off of the recommendations from Macmillan, and this was just something that I didn't foresee. It was just something that I overlooked when considering which assignments to assign you. But going forward, yeah, I'll make it explicit of what of where to turn in the assignments. For example, let's go into our course here. So this week we have chapter 6, and we have the midterm, which is chapters 1 through 6, the multiple choice test, our reading, and our document analysis activity. Now, if you did not yet go through the midterm review in chapter 5, definitely do that first. It's a learning curve. It helps you to, it's intuitive to the point where if you are getting a certain subject matter wrong, it'll keep going over it for you so that you can understand it. So definitely do that learning curve if you didn't do it already. Once you complete it fully, you automatically get points for it. So that's a good thing. Now, in chapter 6, we have writing for your readers. The order that I suggest that you do things for chapter 6 is first, of course, do the reading. Then after you do the reading, do the chapter 6 multiple choice test, and then do the document analysis activity. And then before the week is over, do the midterm, chapters 1 through 6. You should do the multiple choice test for the chapter before you do the midterm, because some of those questions may pop up for you from the question bank in the midterm. So it's just wise to do it that way. Now, chapter 6 deals with writing for your readers. And since you've been through an English course already, you know that one of the most important things is knowing your audience. When it comes to technical writing and technical communication, especially in the workplace, it's very important to know who you're talking to. Now, you'll see in this chapter that it will go over ways to talk to your workplace or customer audience in a way that doesn't allow you to come off as arrogant, as overbearing, or as like a know-it-all. But one of the most important things to know when it comes to your audience is you really want to speak in the way that your audience wants to hear the message. So, for example, this chapter, and in fact, the chapters preceding this chapter, have gone over ways to speak that are, in a way, politically correct, socially correct, and even when talking about sending items to different countries and different governments, where you have to be cognizant of the laws and of the cultures there. But for example, what I want you to understand too is that if you've ever seen an episode of The Apprentice, and you know who was the boss in The Apprentice, it was Donald Trump. And Trump even now, he likes for people to communicate with him in certain ways. He doesn't like for there to be gray areas like wishy-washiness. He wants people to speak to him in a direct and confident way where their way is right and the other way is just wrong. So knowing who your audience is, knowing who you're speaking to, especially in a workplace business setting, is very important. Most of the time, yes, the text is going to be exactly right. You have to be politically correct. Make sure you're not overbearing and don't come off cocky, but make sure that you are speaking in a very tactful and diplomatic way. And there are other instances where you just have to know who your audience is. You have to go in that place, encase the joint, find out who it is you're going to be talking to. And sometimes it's even a good practice to mirror the kind of conversation that your audience has. If you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, they had a way of speaking to each other to get their points across that a more PC or politically correct kind of way would not just, it just wouldn't work for that environment. So know your audience, know how they want, how they're expecting to receive your message, and give them your message that way. And as you read the chapter, it'll get into more specifics. But that's just one thing that I want you to know that's outside of what the textbook is saying to us. All right. So yeah, this week, reading, multiple choice test, document analysis activity, and the midterm. The document analysis activity, this one is due in Launchpad. So all of your answers will be in Launchpad, and then I'll port them over. I'll port your score. I'll grade it in here and then port your score over to Blackboard. And I have one more meeting with Macmillan this week, and we'll get some well, I'm just going to tell them everything that's been going on with the course, technically. And yeah, that's about it for this week. If you have any questions, or if you even want to meet online or come by the office, come on by, send me a message, see what time you want to meet online, or you can give me a call. I just got the phone number for the office settled, and I believe I put it in, it's in the syllabus now, but direct line is 678-226-6320. 678-226-6320. All right, that's it for this week. Next week, I'm going to try to be like a newscaster or a weatherman or something. I'm going to play with this green screen, see if I can make it fun. All right, until next time, later.